They moved like old people if they were combined with a Lego minifigure.
Press A to play.
Was this
Sorry.
really it? Was this really...
I thought as long as it was red in the middle, it didn't work, but there we go.
Ah. And it got by all of us too.
But yeah, like that's the problem.
The drumming in the soundtrack is epic, by the way.
Oh, it is amazing. But that's the thing, right? Like this is why I'm hopeful about sort of more tools being available for other people to make their passions work, right? Because games like this come out of passionate people, and I think that similar TV could come out of passionate people if they had the tools to do it.
In that way, this is actually a perfect example because this is not doing anything new. This isn't breaking new ground. This doesn't have new gimmicks or has adapted to what a modern audience likes. This is just literally a game pretty much made as it would have been made like 25 years ago. Just really well done.
That's fair. I mean, I considered it somewhat innovative because it's not what modern AAA companies are doing at all. Like, it's not what they would think to do in any sense, right?
No, exactly. But I mean, it is just a throwback to a classic thing. So it's creative and it's not the norm right now. But I wouldn't call it innovative. I mean, it is just like basically a classic 3D platformer in the vein of, you know, the 32 generation. And in that sense, I would say that something like a platformer where you can change perspective or something, that would be more like the, you know, TV show doing something weird or new or gimmicky that we haven't seen before. Maybe like Fez, for example, back then. God, I do love Fez.
I'm digging the aesthetic that they chose.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
You know, because I'm thinking like Hollow Knight, for example, the like total indie darling, you know, took an absolutely classic format, but they did something with the graphics, you know, that I think was a bit more of a modern take. You know, like the graphics felt very smooth and like up to date or whatever it is. I love their design choice to be like, nah, man, we're like you feel very strongly that they were PlayStation fans.
Oh yeah,
they were like
they were Sonic fans, I think, for sure.
I still really want to play Sonic Frontiers.
I would love for us to do a bunch of Sonic games.
We can give it a shot. I'm terrible at Sonic. Just be aware.
I'm waiting for a price drop. Like as soon as I can get it for, let's say, like I want a physical copy, and if I can get one for like 20, 25 euros, I'm gonna get it.
Fair enough.
And I mean, there's gonna be a lot of updates, and it's just that what I do like about Sonic is that, like, Mario just keeps innovating and keeps doing it successfully. Sonic hasn't exactly had the most stable run at it the last like 2 decades.
Yeah.
But what I do like is that instead of Sega being like, hey, this was received well, so just keep on doing that, because there have been those moments with like Sonic Generations or Sonic Mania, like Team Sonic just keeps on doing whatever it feels like doing. And I actually kind of like that. Like,
see, like this is how I feel about the TV show industry. Yeah, no, but that's really fair though, right? Like they're just doing what they want to do and seeing if it works, and it's led to some very interesting.
But that's I think that, I think that's the difference for me between Sega and Netflix is that we know that Netflix, as pretty much as a philosophy, has this whole rule that basically they care more about there being a first season of something than anything else, because first seasons get more viewers than anything else. So I know that they're sort of, you know, motivating people to make a weird random show of something because they can just push it as a new show and then just cancel it immediately afterwards. So there's a bit more of a malevolent like aspect to it. Whereas with Sega, we know that weirder, not as well received Sonic games have also just sold less and have actually netted them less money. So it would have been to their own financial benefit to have played more safe, but they're not doing that, and I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Fair enough.
I respect the risk taking.
Oh, that's...
Huh?
You just had to be weird about it, didn't you? Just
Sorry.
You got all up in that
I don't
classic Callie. Look,
I don't fit in any rigid system. I apologize. I defy classification, even apparently in terms of time and space. Yeah, fair enough.
They're
But you know, I mean,
innovating.
I think that's how innovation happens, right? You keep trying things, which gives you experience and know-how, and then you eventually hit upon how to properly use those things.
Okay, but Sega should have reached that point somewhere
No,
in the last
they're
35
still R&D.
years.
Like, Sonic is eternal R&D. I don't know if you realize this,
yeah,
but like Sonic will never have reached peak Sonic. It is just perpetually in R&D.
There is no peak Sonic.
Exactly. Peak Sonic does not exist.
one
And
of
if
the
it did
weirdest-
exist, they wouldn't care to know him.
It's just one of the weirdest big properties out there, and I love it because of that. It's just there's no consistency, there's no like through line, there's nothing that makes sense. It's
God
just
damn it. Some speedrunner somewhere has already nailed this 1,000 times, and
Yeah.
I'm upset that I can't. It's fine.
You continue to defy time and space.
I do continue to defy time and space, and also logic by continuing repeatedly. I'm going to win, game. You will not defeat me.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable, game. I have infinite attempts, while you can just sit there and watch.
I wonder what the game really thinks of you.
God,
I keep
why don't
trying
we
to
ask
do
it?
that. I keep trying to kill this stupid fox, but it keeps coming back.
I
Why?
like to think that because everything is so smiley, the game wants you to succeed, so it's just disappointed.
Oh,
It's like,
that's
oh, you
even
fell
worse.
again. No, like it's right over here. Like I painted the platform bright red. How did you miss it?
The smiley thing is facing in the direction you're supposed to
Wow, that was
go.
useless. I actually just had to go this way.
No!
Sorry.
Oh, that one hurt. That
Oh
one
my
hurt real
god,
bad.
I'm so sorry. If anyone wants to take over, feel free
I'll take
to.
over for a bit.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
You want to end the pain?
We're switching the controllers.
Just to switch things up a little bit, yeah?
Okay.
It's okay, you can end the pain. It's alright. You can tell me I suck. Yeah. No, I do actually really enjoy games like this. The problem is I never got into Sonic. I don't know why. It just always felt weird to me. I felt like I couldn't quite get the vibes of that game down.
I don't think Sega does either.
I also feel like there was a period of time when it was Sega versus Nintendo for some reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Sega does when Nintendo don't.
yo,
Yeah.
Genesis does.
So good.
And I don't know if I knew anybody at the time that had both consoles. So it was like you kind of had one or the other.
Yeah.
And I don't know, somehow we just ended up with Super Nintendo in our house. And oh my god, I put so many hours on Super Mario World. So many.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I recall Nintendo being the less expensive option with more games, and Sega being the premium option with more graphics. Is that right?
Yeah, the whole blast processing stuff and everything. That was their whole marketing gimmick thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason that there was a big fight, if I recall correctly now, didn't it have to do with Nintendo censoring Mortal Kombat?
Did Nintendo? Oh, it took the blood out.
Yeah.
I
that was
remember
right.
this. It
But
took
a
all the
different
blood
system
out.
didn't.
But Nintendo was all about censorship anyways. Like, they also removed all the religious elements from Dragon Quest, for example, and Castlevania. They were, like, just all about the family. So no religion, no blood, no sex. Like, pretty much the reasons we're all here, none of that could ever appear in a Nintendo game, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I mean, I think that was part of what helped another company compete with them. Was it
Yeah.
Sega?
Yeah, because Sega was, because Nintendo was like all about kids and the family, and then Sega was more towards catering towards teens, basically.
Yeah, so they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, leave the blood.
Yeah. And with what was it called again? The FMV game Night Trap, right?
Yeah.
With the whole
Yeah, that was the
hearing
first like,
Congress
mature
and-
rated
yeah.
game, right? And like by today's standards, it is so mild.
It's hilarious, you know, what the bad guys look like. But yeah, people were. Yeah, because they were like sort of like ninjas, but they were also like vampires apparently or something.
Oh,
It was-
nice.
Yeah, and they kind of moved around like turtles. It was.
You've seen the Zompire, but have you seen the Vamp Ninja Turtle? They're no longer teenage.
But there was a legit period of time.
No.
where they-
That hurts. That one really
That
hurt.
that one did hurt. That one did.
We all felt
I felt
it
that one in my soul.
in my squeedly spooch.
So yeah, you've seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now get ready for vampire adult ninja turtles. I guess, yeah, that's actually it. The second two parts are the same.
Well, they move like they move like old people if they were combined with a Lego minifigure.
It's such an interesting description.
If you look it up, you're gonna understand me. Like, that was their movement. They moved like a minifigure, a Lego minifigure that was like 80 years old.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Elder Lego Ninja Turtles.
I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Retirees in a half shell.
They don't chase pizza anymore. They chase tapioca.
And antacids.
Yeah, they need blenders for their pizza nowadays.
Super weak coffee.
Super weak coffee.
I experienced this in Florida. I was playing with a band in Florida for the first time. And I went to get a cup of coffee and they warned me, they're like, it's a bit weak here because a lot of seniors here drink it. And I'm like, okay, how bad can it be? And it was just absolutely wretched. It was coffee flavored water.
Oh, that sounds perfect for me.
But like barely flavored coffee.
They dipped a coffee bean in it once.
Yeah.
Wait,
they
is
let
that
the water
not,
look
is that
at
not how
coffee
you make
for
coffee?
you.
Oh.
Yeah, they let the water glimpse a jar of coffee beans and then they served it to you.
They treated it like a tea bag, you know, where they just put some coffee
Just
in a bag and they just dipped it in a few times.
There
I
you
always
go.
like to tease my water just by having the coffee just out of reach.
Oh, there you go.
So,
There you
yeah.
go.
You would love Florida, Frank.
Oh, man.
We should take you there. You would be right at home in terms of the coffee. Probably not right at home in terms
Yeah,
of
probably not in
everything
terms of
else.
anything else. You know, the old people carrying.
I could
Uzis
be
might
the
a
new
little
Florida
off-putting.
man. Florida Man 2.0.
You know, I think you might have to become the new Florida man to survive Florida.
Yeah.
I think that would take a lot of work because I've seen some headlines, and yeah.
Yeah.
First off, a whole lot of drugs.
That's not easy to one up, yeah.
No.
It is true. One-upping Floridians in terms of drug intake is pretty difficult. Again, also in terms of old people with guns.
Did you ever play the Florida Man Florida Person game where you look up Florida and then your birthday?
Yeah. You just look up Florida and your birthday and see what happens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got some really boring ones, I think, when I checked.
Oh, I'm so
One of my
sorry to hear
coworkers got something about an alligator, and we were like, there you go, there's the one.
Look at that mountain. It's magnificent.
that. Oh, and we're going up it.
Okay, that
We're doing it.
God
This
damn
is
it.
Journey 2.0. The foxening.
The foxing. Journey was a lovely game. I have
Journey
to
was
say.
an amazing game, yeah. I liked Flower as well.
Oh yeah, I was actually a bigger fan of Flower. I really, really loved Flower.
I'm about even.
Oh, no,
but
come on.
I'm even on both, but that's saying a lot because I really loved them both.
I just love the use of the
Oh,
medium.
no,
you
come
know?
on.
Yeah, I was having a conversation the other day with a friend about how they're really just art pieces that make use of video games as a media, which I think is really interesting in a whole lot of ways.
It's the sort of stuff that I love about the indie world. Because somebody could just be like, yeah, I'll do this.
Yeah, exactly. I get more excited about what's going on in the indie world nowadays than I do about AAA's because, again, passion projects are everything, right? I don't know why I'm so tired, but passion projects are everything. And in the indie world, everything's a passion project, and you just end up with these wonderful games that, like, just somebody put a whole lot of time and effort into making specifically appealing to one particular type of person. And if you happen to be that type of person, boy, is it satisfying. You know, 'cause it's not a compromise, it's not a camel. This is a game for people who enjoy these sorts of platformers, and Sonic specifically, and it is absolutely not a camel. That is just what it is. If you're not into that, go away.
God, this stage is intense.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a whole stage and a half. It's like,
Oh, no, that didn't go.
yep, fair enough. See, I'm glad I'm not the one looking silly now. I can relax a little bit. You know, the internet will yell at you.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like I really do love the dreamlike architecture.
The video game soundtrack, like that actually sounds like a video game soundtrack.
Yeah, and I like how every like stage has its own very unique aesthetic, which I kind of like, right? Like everything is always the same bright colored sort of situation, and the color palette doesn't really change much. But like for some reason the landscape is enough, you know, it seems to significantly change enough things that
Well, I feel like the level design is just really, really creative.
It's very tight, yeah. Like there's a good understanding of what makes platforming fun, I think.
Yeah, the puzzles themselves, you know what I mean? Like the nuts and bolts of it look really, really satisfying. Ooh,
Oh yes. I want to reach the top of that mountain, seriously.
mad paper cranes. So what are you gonna do with all your paper cranes, Frake? You've amassed quite a collection, I think.
I mean,
Burn them ritually, I think.
I was gonna say, I think you have a few more to go before you can make a wish, right? You need 1,000 and then you can make a wish, like
if
for
this
more paper
character-
cranes.
That would, oh yeah.
Just think, you could have additional paper cranes.
I could have like 2,000 paper cranes.
That's right, just extra paper cranes.
Like the sky's the limit.
Exactly. The crane's the limit. See, this is why I should be playing. My puns aren't anywhere near as good.
Like, nobody can catch it. If there was like an Olympic event
It's
where
true,
it's like
yeah.
a punathon, a pun-off,
Yeah, the real pun was the freak we met along the way. 'Cause, like,
he's a freak of nature. Yeah, but I've never known anybody that could possibly keep up with Frake.
Oh no, so close.
so close, so close.
You can do it, Frake.
This
You've
is a
got
tough
this.
one. I mean, you guys are seeing this, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no,
this
we're
is-
watching. And very glad that we're not behind the controller. Yep.
Stage
That's
is
fair.
insane.
See, that's how I feel.
This is
in
my
head.
this is my first true obstacle, I'd say. This one.
This is fair, yeah. Yeah. So everything that I did is not really a real obstacle
Yeah.
for Frigg. I was just really sucking. But like this one, it's a good thing I'm not playing.
You were the warm-up.
I was the warm up for the game. Yeah.
Yeah. The
That's
game
fair.
is not playing around anymore.
I'm the warm up act.
It's like,
No.
it's a roller coaster without a car. Figure that out.
You know rail grinding from Sonic? What if we did it right?
No. I'm schmoovin'. Okay, yeah.
You
there
are.
we go.
You're
Good
schmooving
song.
all over the place.
Got the schmoves.
You got the schmoves?
Got the schmoves.
You get the schmauer?
You're schmrocking and schmrolling.
Sure, you've got this. Make some schmoves. Put on the schmoove jazz.
So in schments.
It is very instruments.
Come on, come on. That was just cheap. That was just
Yeah, the game cheated you there.
Yeah, the game was like, oh, you're schmooving, are you?
like hell you are. Like schmell you are.
I'll schmo you.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I still really love that one tiny sketch in Rick and Morty where they're watching like interdimensional TV and they come across this channel where everything is just the same as in our world, but everybody's name just starts with Shma. So it's Shmlanathan and Shmamantha and Shmlobert, and that's it. That's the only difference, but it's just it's perfect. Like a friend of mine and me, we still call a friend of ours Shmlanabel.
Nice.
He hates it, but it's perfect. I mean, Shmlanabel, Shmlarton. Schmlake doesn't have the same ring to it, I'd say.
Schmally.
Schmally.
Schmandrew.
Schmlandrew is a good. Oh, Schmlandrew is a good one.
Shmroo.
Schmroo. Actually, yeah, I can see Schmroo.
Yeah,
I can
like,
see Schmroo.
some of the interdimensional cable bits were really funny, it's true.
No.
As a concept, it was very clever.
Yeah, no, it just worked. I
Also
like the one
because-
about like they had like an action movie, I think it was, about two brothers and they didn't know where to go with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So it was just two brothers. They're doing stuff and things on a boat. They're two brothers on a speedboat. Explosions, action movie stuff.
Just like the 80s. Like the 80s action series, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, just don't really know where to go. There's just two leads and we're doing action. That's what we're doing. That's
Two
what
So
you
this
get.
stage is
brothers.
called Infinity.
It is. So good luck.
Doesn't look infinite yet.
I hope you have
but
infinite schmoves.
But-
Sorry,
oh, look at that.
Infinite schmoves.
several colors. Oh man, this is
Multicolored crane.